Let's see this. If Ramu would have increased his speed by 50%, then he would have traveled 30 miles more. Then what is the actual distance he traveled? So now what they're trying to say is, so Ramu has initially traveled some distance, okay? Let us assume that the distance is d at some speed s. Now they are saying that if you would have increased the speed by 50%, which means s plus 50 by 100 into s. So if you have increased his speed by 50%, which means he would have traveled it for 1.5 times the actual speed, then they are saying that he could have traveled how much? 30 miles more, right? So this is what has happened. But then if this might have happened, then this would have been the distance he would have traveled. Then they are asking what is the actual distance he traveled, what is the value of d. That is what is asked. Now if you observe it, see, both the cases can be compared only given that time is constant. Why? Because they are saying that he has traveled some distance with some speed, and again if he increase the speed, they are giving some distance, right? Both of them might have been considered, taken into account, saying that the time would have been constant. Otherwise this question cannot be solved, right? So we can compare these two cases only under the condition that time is constant. Okay, fine. Now if you have speed equal to, or let's say distance equal to speed into time, now since time is constant, you can write it this way: d1 equal to s1 into t, and similarly d2 equal to s2 into t, right? Since time is constant, I am leaving it as t only. Now what do you get? d1 by d2 is equal to s1 by s2, right? Now in the first case, let us say distance is d, and in second case the distance is d plus 30, right? See, this didn't happen. What happened is this, right? So what is the actual distance traveled? This one. This is not the actual distance traveled. He would have traveled it, but he didn't travel it. Okay, fine. And now what about speed? Speed is, in the first case it is s, and in the second case it is 1.5 s. So 1.5 I can write it as 3 by 2. So 3 by 2 into d is equal to d plus 30. Now what does it mean? D equal to 60. It is better that you carry the units along with 30 so that you will know what it is. So initially it is given as 30 miles, right? Therefore you are going to have 30 miles here, and so it is also going to be 60 miles. So 60 miles is what he has actually traveled. Now if he had increased the speed, then he would have traveled 30 miles more, right? So what is the answer? 60 is the answer. Right? Now what is the other way of looking at this question? One other way is, you can clearly see that distance is directly proportional to speed. When time is constant, distance is directly proportional to speed. Now he is saying that the speed is increased by 50%, which means speed has become 1.5 times the actual speed. Now what will happen to the distance? The distance will also have been increased by 1.5 times, given that the time is constant, right? Now if you find out, this is the actual distance he traveled, and this is the distance he would have traveled, right? Now what is the difference? Difference is 0.5, and he is clearly saying that he would have traveled 30 miles more, therefore 30 miles, right? Now if you see this, it is equal to 60 miles even from this, right? So you can get it both ways. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%, but all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. after taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities. But whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.